Welcome to my channel on Tech Chronicle with Swastik. In this channel, I will going to give you the latest update regarding computer science and about the upcoming courses in my channel. Today, I am going to tell about database management system, that is DBMS full course. Today, in this lecture 38, you will going to know about types of recoverable schedule. For this today's class agenda, here you will going to know about types of recoverable schedule, where you will going to know about cascading schedule, cascadeless schedule, and strict schedule. Coming to the types of recoverable schedule, there are three types of recoverable schedule, that are cascading schedule, cascadeless schedule, and strict schedule. Now coming to the first one, that is cascading schedule. If in a schedule failure of one transaction causes several other dependent transactions to roll back or abort, then such a schedule is called as a cascading schedule or cascading rollback or cascading abort. Now coming to the example of cascading schedule, here in the T1, first the transaction read A, then write A. After that T2 read A and write A. After that T3 read A and write A. In the last T4 read A and write A. After that the transaction T1 cause failure. Here transaction T2 depends on transaction T1, transaction T3 depends on transaction T2, and transaction T4 depends on transaction T3. In this schedule, the failure of transaction T1 causes the transaction T2 to roll back. The rollback of the transaction T2 causes the transaction T3 to roll back. The rollback of transaction T3 causes the transaction T4 to roll back. Such a rollback is called as cascading rollback. Note: if the transaction T2, T3 and T4 would have committed before the failure of transaction T1, then the schedule would have been irrecoverable. Now coming to the cascadeless schedule, if in a schedule a transaction is not allowed to read a data item until the last transaction that has written it is committed or aborted, then such a schedule is called as a cascadeless schedule. Now coming to the example of cascadeless schedule. In cascadeless schedule, you see that T1 read a, write a, and then commit. T2 read a, write a, and then commit. T3 read a, write a, and then commit. There is a note: cascadeless schedule allows only committed read operation. However, it allows uncommitted write operation. In this example, you see that T1 transaction read a, write a, and then after that T2 transaction write a, which is uncommitted write. After that T1 commit. Now coming to the strict schedule, if in a schedule a transaction is neither allowed to read nor write a data item until the last transaction that has written it is committed or aborted, then such a schedule is called as a strict schedule. Now coming to the example of strict schedule, let's see this example. The transaction T1 write a, then commit or roll back. Then transaction T2 either read a or write a. Now then going to see some of the note. Strict schedule allows only committed read and write operation. Clearly, strict schedule implements more restriction than cascadeless schedule. All strict schedules are cascadeless schedule. All cascadeless schedule are not strict schedule. If you like the video, then like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. That's all for this lecture.